My Tuesday morning started with a discovery that my kid somehow snuck into my bed in the middle of the night, which explains why I felt so tired this morning. I had to do a full face of makeup and glam because I had a lot of things planned for the day. Doing all of that at 6 a.m. is not easy, but it is made easier with Bobby's strong coffee and the fact that he'll drive me to work when I have to get in early. I start at 7:15, arrive in the office, and change out of my clothes into my lab coat and get ready for a morning of scans and monitoring, and then a morning and early afternoon of consults. Here's me stopping by and saying hi to my work wife, Dr. Kim Thornton. Once I was done with seeing patients, I hopped in a car sent by NBC, rolled up to the studio, and checked in. It's pretty much like the TSA. And once I checked in, they gave me my own little green room, and this was kind of like my office for the rest of the day. But that didn't last for very long because it was time to get mic'd up for the first segment. The story we were discussing today is actually quite interesting. It's all about the male contribution to not just fertility, but pregnancy outcomes and the long-term health of children. After the first segment was over, then we did a second segment with a different anchor, and it was the same topic with a different spin on things. No trip to NBC would be complete without a carpet picture. So now it was time to head home, and I took the car back to Brooklyn because I wanted to take a moment to have a quick dinner with my kids before heading out again. We got to spend about 2 hours together, and then it was close to their bedtime, and it was time for me to get ready to go to a benefit for Planned Parenthood held by one of my dear friends in her beautiful store. So I bid my family good night and headed out on a random Tuesday night, which is not something I would normally do, but this was for a good cause. And the store itself was beautiful. I had been meaning to drop by. They had a DJ, they had wonderful speeches, and a lot of really interesting people that were all aligned and there for a good cause. Not to mention the clothing was to die for. Everything was beautifully curated and just like wearable art. At this point, it had been a really long day, so it was time to hop in an Uber, go home, get into my PJs, and chillax, with some cashews, of course.